Grab your backpack and adjust your pillow, little thinkers. Are you ready? Today, we're going on a very special expedition. We're going to a quiet lane at the edge of the city to meet a friend who feels very alone. Once, in a place where the stars seemed to whisper, there stood a streetlight. He was a quiet light, standing all by himself at the very end of a cobblestone lane. While other lights were in busy parks, he was just there. The street was so quiet you could hear the crickets dreaming. Every night, our friend would click on with a soft buzz and wait. But the cars rarely came this way, and the people usually walked on the other side. Everyone passes, he whispered to the wind. The moon has the stars, the trees have the birds, but I just stand here. Am I just a piece of metal? Or am I something more? He felt like a star that had forgotten how to fly. Suddenly he heard a pitter-patter. A scruffy little dog with ears that flopped like pancakes trot into his light. The streetlight stood as tall as he could. "Hello!" he beamed, glowing his brightest. "What secrets?" asked the streetlight. "A sparrow built her nest right here," said the tree, "because your light keeps her eggs warm. You are a heater for a family you didn't even know you had. You are a protector." "Oh, stop feeling sorry for yourself," creaked a voice. It was the old bench. He was made of wood and iron, and he had seen 20 years of stories. "I've been here longer than you, and I'm quite happy." "How?" asked the streetlight. "People sit on me, they eat lunch, they cry, they laugh. Then they leave," said the bench. "But I was there for their tired feet. I held them when they were weary. That is enough for me." "And you?" the bench continued. "Without your light, they wouldn't even see me to sit down. You are my partner. Together, we make this corner a home for everyone." The streetlight felt a tiny spark of warmth inside. Just then, a loud clang echoed through the lane. "Humph, another whining lamp," grunted the grumpy trash can. He had a crooked lid and a very rough voice. "Look at me, I hold garbage all day long." "Why aren't you sad?" asked the streetlight. "Because inside all this mess, I hold treasures," said the trash can. "Last week, a boy threw away a broken toy, but first he kissed it goodbye. I held that kiss. I hold memories." High above, the wise tree rustled her leaves like a silk dress. She had been standing in that lane for 100 years. "Little thinkers," she whispered to the wind. "Our light friend doesn't know the secrets of the night." "What secrets?" asked the streetlight. "A sparrow built her nest right here," said the tree, "because your light keeps her eggs warm. You are a heater for a family you didn't even know you had. You are a protector." "And remember the lost cat?" the tree continued. "She found her way home because you lit the corner. You were her lighthouse in the dark. You don't see your own reach, little light, but others do." A small pigeon landed on the streetlight's arm. "Thank you," she cooed softly. "Your light helped me find my baby when the moon was hidden. I never thanked you before." The streetlight felt his bulb grow pink with happiness. Shadow the cat came by every night. He used the light to catch moths for his midnight snack. "You're the best hunting partner," Shadow purred. The streetlight realized he was a part of everyone's night. Even the midnight mail carrier stopped. "Ah, the brightest light in the city," he muttered. "I couldn't finish my route without you." The streetlight felt like he was holding up the whole neighborhood with his glow. One night, a young artist sat on the bench. She sketched the quiet street, and in the very center, she drew our friendly streetlight. "You have such a beautiful glow," she whispered. He felt like a real movie star. But then, the air changed. The stars hid behind thick, angry clouds. The wind began to growl, and the street grew very cold. A big storm was coming, little thinkers. A very, very big storm. "I'm scared," the streetlight cried as the first lightning flashed. "What if the wind breaks me? What if I go out?" He felt his wires humming with fear. He didn't want to leave his friends in the dark. The storm hit with a roar. Rain lashed against the glass, and the wind tried to blow him over. "I can't hold on," he shouted over the thunder, but through the noise he heard his friends cheering. "Yes, you can," creaked the bench. "We need you," rattled the trash can. "Remember the sparrow," rustled the tree. They were all cheering. He wasn't alone. He was part of a team. The streetlight took a deep, electric breath. He wouldn't go dark. Not tonight. He pushed his light out through the rain, turning the grey street into a golden palace. He was stronger than he ever knew. Slowly, the storm grew tired and moved away. The moon came out to see what had happened. The street was wet and shiny, like it was covered in diamonds, and there stood our hero, still glowing. "You did it!" cheered the bench. "You survived the storm!" The streetlight felt proud. He wasn't just a helper anymore, he was a survivor, but his biggest job was just about to begin. Out of the shadows came a little girl named Lila. She had lost her way in the storm and couldn't find her house. "Mama, Papa," she sobbed. She was so cold and so very, very scared. The streetlight watched her. His heart ached. "I have to help her," he thought. "But I can't walk. I can't talk. What can a streetlight do?" Then his wires began to tingle with a brilliant idea. He used his light. He made it soft and warm, like a golden blanket. Lila looked up through her tears. "This light, it feels nice," she whispered. She stopped crying and sat down on the bench. "I need to send a signal," the light thought. He began to blink, long, short, long, like a heartbeat in the dark. "Are you talking to me?" Lila asked, waving her hand. He blinked back. He was talking to her. 2 blocks away, her parents saw the strange signal. "Look, that light at the end of the lane," Papa cried. They ran as fast as they could and found Lila under the warm glow. "This light brought us here," they said. The next night, Lila came back. She taped a small note to the pole. "You are my star," it said. The streetlight finally understood. He didn't need everyone to see him. He just needed to be there for the ones who did. The old man returned too. "Best reading light in the world," he said with a wink. The streetlight stood tall. He was a friend, a heater, a hero, and a lighthouse. He wasn't lonely anymore. Shadow purred, the sparrow chirped, and the lane was full of life. Our friend was the heart of it all. He realized that even a small light can guide a whole life. He was exactly where he needed to be. So remember, little thinkers, you might feel small, but your kindness is a light. Shine where you are. Someone out there is looking for you. You are more important than you could ever know. If you loved our story expedition, please subscribe and ring the bell to join us for our next Chiku Style adventure. We have so many more stories to discover together. Until next time, little thinkers, shine on.